Introduction. You know it's probably not a good thing when the phone rings at 1:30 in the morning. It was a Saturday night, technically a Sunday morning, when I received one of those calls while in bed. After waking up from the abrupt phone call, my initial panicked thoughts were that one of my sons was in a car accident or had been arrested. A Florida number was displayed, and my thoughts turned to, "Oh my God, something happened to Mom and Jean-Luc is calling." My heart started pounding immediately. It was the opposite. My mom was the person on the other line, calling from the hospital and with unexpected news. My stepfather Jean-Luc had just died from a massive heart attack. It happened while he was working out earlier at home in his basement gym. She heard a big crash and checked it out. He was unresponsive. She immediately called 911 and started CPR. My mom was obviously in shock on the phone, yet calmly asked me to call my brother and sister with the news. I called them immediately and tried to remain as calm as our mother. How could this happen to a healthy and vibrant person? In reality, we're all going to die, but our expectation was that it would be Mom first. She thought so as well. Jean-Luc was 64 years old and younger than a mother. Less than a week later, we were all gathered at their church for the funeral services. This was surreal. My Uncle Claude and Cousin Matthew flew in from France. The church was filled with many people that came to pay their last respects to Jean-Luc: family, friends, neighbors, and church members. About 15 of his West Point classmates attended, and there was a Special Forces memorial for him at the Naval Air Station Cemetery. His West Point buds held a Benny's wake for him later that evening at the hotel they were staying at. The West Pointers told my family that a Benny's wake is a time to recall a personal story and to publicly share with others. The majority of the stories were funny. We learned so much about Jean-Luc through the eyes of his fellow cadets. Everyone needed this laughter, and the stories reminded us all why Jean-Luc made everyone smile. He embraced the chaos of the moment and brought out the best in others. We tend to assume we have total control of our lives and there's order to every day. We stick to our routines and our habits, yet at any moment it can be disrupted just when we thought everything was all planned out. Every person has at least one story to demonstrate that life doesn't always go as intended. We eventually develop an appreciation for life by seeing and experiencing its frailty. Death is part of life. Death is also a reminder not to take things in your life for granted and live while you can. Jean-Luc was one of my main influencers at a very critical point in my life. He gave me a chance and the actual opportunity to succeed. If it wasn't for his generosity, who really knows where I'd be at today? My only regret is I never acknowledged this with him in person. But he knew. Jean-Luc witnessed a lot of global suffering by civilians through his work with the military and time as an international consultant. Because of his own experiences, he focused a lot on his grandchildren to make sure the next generation was prepared to handle what comes their way in life. Things that are unsaid stay with us forever. Then one day we're gone. We have all these things to say, and this is why I decided to write about my stepfather.